Before we begin, I would like to give a shout out to my friend's GoFundMe. A link to it will be down below. She's trying to save her family's restaurant, and we're almost 1/10 of the way there to our goal. Anyways, let's get on with the video. One of my biggest issues with politics is how many people believe those who disagree with them even a little bit, whether they are to the right or the left of them on any topic, they end up strawmanning their opponent as the most extreme version of someone who disagrees with them. Now, despite the fact that America, along with a lot of other Western countries, keep becoming two-party systems, people still at the end of the day have more than just two options on any given topic. Take Star Wars for example. Some people love all of the movies, other people only like the non-Disney stuff. Many only like the original trilogy, and there are a few Star Wars fans that don't care for any of the movies, they're only into the TV shows or comics. But at the end of the day, they're still all Star Wars fans. So just like how Star Wars fans can be on a spectrum, the many different opinions people have on global warming is also on a spectrum. Yeah, I plan to do other videos on different political topics, but for now, I want to focus on global warming. Global warming, also known as climate change, is the belief that humans are affecting the climate of the planet, whether it's through their use of fossil fuels, pollution, or cow farts because they just can't stop eating meat. Global warming is the belief that humans need to be more responsible, or they'll destroy the one planet they currently call home. Anyways, let's go over the political spectrum of global warming, from the most extreme climate change denialist to the people whose biggest fear is global warming. I'm gonna start off with the most extreme sides of the global warming spectrum, and then slowly work my way to the middle. At the very end of the far left, we have the doomer, and at the very end of the far right, we have the boomer. Climate change doomers believe it's already too late. They're kinda like political nihilists when you really get down to it. They believe that either A, humans have done too much damage to the planet already, and the end times are coming soon, or B, they believe it's not too late, but there's nothing they can do to stop it. Their outlook on life is pretty bleak, and they tend to believe the most extreme statistics about how bad global warming is. As for the Christian boomer, well, they believe that there's no such thing as global warming. Scientists are clearly just really stupid people that don't understand that summer makes things hotter. We had a pretty cold winter this year, and a few years ago, scientists were telling us that the world was getting colder. These boomers tend to believe that global warming is a conspiracy theory that the government is just using to get us to pay more taxes. They do argue against people who do believe in global warming, because they think they're just useful idiots to the government, and shortly after they're gone, the world will become like 1984. So on the spectrum, the boomers are a 1 out of 10, and the doomers are a 10 out of 10. But now let's go over the people who are a 9 out of 10. And that's Al Gore in Hollywood. They do believe that global warming is a massive threat, but there's still a chance to stop it. However, they tend to exaggerate how bad it actually is. Even some climate change doomers look at them and say, "Bro, I think the world is going to end through global warming, but even I don't think it's that bad." Hollywood will make a disaster movie about the polar ice caps melting, which according to them will create massive tornadoes, snowstorms so cold they freeze you faster than you can possibly be frozen, and other stuff like that. Al Gore stated things like the next generation of kids will think that snow is a myth, and that the world would end in like 10 years or so. As you can clearly see, he was absolutely wrong. If you believe in global warming, that's perfectly alright, but don't exaggerate the problem, because you're just gonna make people more skeptical of it. As for the people on the other side, the 2 out of 10s, they are the people who do believe global warming is real, but they don't think it's that bad. They will say things like, "Oh yeah, pollution is a problem, but it's not that big of a deal. And sure, the world is getting hotter, but only by a fraction of a percent in a century. My grandchildren will be long dead, and we will have colonized the other planets before it becomes an issue." Basically, they think global warming is real, but it's not a threat. As for the 7 out of 10s, they are the average person who talks about global warming. Now, I'm not saying they're the average person who believes in global warming, just that they are leftists who are very focused on global warming. Basically, they'll say stuff along the lines of, "Ah, yes, the issues of trans people, women, and black people are very important topics. But at the end of the day, global warming affects everyone. The rainforest is on fire, sea levels are rising, animals along with third world countries are being affected by this. I know you want to talk about abortion, but I'm too focused on cow farts right now." Basically, they believe that in the next couple of decades, global warming will change the climate so much that natural disasters will be happening everywhere. But it won't outright destroy the planet, It will just make Earth a less fun place to live in. As for the 3 out of 10s, they are the optimists. They do believe in global warming. They think it's an issue we should start to think about, but the major effects won't hit us for the next 100 years. They're often fans of technology and Elon Musk. They think that humans will colonize other planets, or that technology will advance to the point that it can reverse the effects of global warming. They're concerned about global warming, but they don't think it will be an issue for them personally. Now let's move on to the 6 out of 10s. They are just your average Democrat or leftist. They talk about global warming along with other leftist topics. They're really big into renewable energy like solar panels. They believe that global warming is a problem and things will get worse, but they will be able to stop it as long as they keep the Republicans out of office. Also, for some reason, a lot of them don't like nuclear energy, even though it's way less bad for the environment than gas, coal, and a lot of other things. But because of things like Chernobyl, and because Republicans said they liked it first, they have to hate on nuclear energy, even though it's one of the main things that could help fix the climate. 4 out of 10s are right-wingers who believe in global warming, but they're very critical of how leftists fight against global warming. They like nuclear energy and Elon Musk because they believe that nuclear energy is good for the environment. Because it is, and that the Cybertruck along with other electric vehicles will also save the planet. They're often critical against leftist celebrities who speak against global warming, because they live in expensive houses, drive expensive cars, and fly in airplanes a lot. They will also say things along the lines of, yes, America does eat a lot of meat and uses a lot of fossil fuels. But what about the Chinese? They do more damage to the environment than we do. You can't focus on just America, you gotta call out other countries for what they're doing as well. Basically, they're concerned about global warming, but they're more concerned about making fun of leftists. And finally, we've come to the exact center. The 5 out of 10s, the griller. They're concerned about global warming, but they're not really going to do anything about it. They'll vote for whatever candidate they want without thinking that much about fighting against global warming. Despite believing in climate change, they're often accused of being climate change denialists. At the end of the day, they're grillers, and grillers gotta grill. This video was not made to convince you if global warming is real or not, nor was it made to tell you how bad global warming is. I just made this video because I'm tired of people believing that anyone to the right of them on this topic is a global warming denialist, or that anybody to the left of them on this topic believes that global warming will destroy the world tomorrow. I just made this video to show you a list of different opinions people have on global warming. Tell me in the comments section down below where you fall on this spectrum. I'm guessing a lot of my audience will either say 5 or 4 out of 10. Anyways, tell me in the comments section down below what political spectrum you would like me to do a video on next time. But wherever you are in the world watching this video, I just want to wish you a good morning, a good afternoon, and a good night.
Yeah.